Welcome to the Erectile Dysfunction Radio Podcast. This is the podcast dedicated to educating and empowering men to address erectile dysfunction, improve confidence, and enhance the satisfaction in their relationships. This podcast is brought to you by ErectionIQ.com. Learn more at ErectionIQ.com.
Welcome to the Erectile Dysfunction Radio Podcast. I am Mark Goldberg, certified sex therapist. I am deeply passionate about working with men like you to help resolve their ED. On this episode of the Erectile Dysfunction Radio Podcast, we're going to talk about why you shouldn't be embarrassed about addressing erectile dysfunction. As we've mentioned before, erectile dysfunction can be distressing. It can also be extremely embarrassing. Shame and embarrassment can cause men to shut down and not want to deal, and certainly not want to talk to somebody about this. Before you find yourself in this position, before you pull away, before you shut down, ignore what's happening, or pretend like it isn't happening, there are a number of points that I think are worth considering. First of all, erectile dysfunction is normal and natural. It happens to a lot of men and will affect most men at some point. Erections are a complex process that involve parts of your body and parts of your brain. These parts are not easily controlled, certainly not without a more thorough understanding of your process. In other words, this is most likely not your fault. It's like many other medical conditions. Remember, the quicker you address this, the less likely your challenges are to compound. There is an inherent paradox when it comes to men and erections. Many men believe that they should be able to achieve an erection, and this is a test of their manhood. At the same time, when you ask a man how exactly he makes that happen, what his role is in the process, you will be hard-pressed to get an answer. How can it be that a measure of manhood is based on something that you are not actively, intentionally contributing to? How can that make you more or less of a man? To me, this would be the equivalent of measuring manliness or manhood by your muscle mass without ever stepping foot in the gym. The fact that you have muscles is a genetic lottery and not based on anything that you have done. The flip side is being embarrassed about not having muscle mass and feeling like you are less of a man without having intentionally tried to work out. Why is that a fair measure? And more importantly, have you given yourself a fair chance? One of the amazing things about the process of addressing your psychogenic factors is that the negative experiences compound. Once anxiety sets in, it feeds itself and it grows. But the opposite is true as well. Some steps in a positive direction work to calm the worry and to calm the anxiety. They help you challenge your faulty beliefs about yourself, and they empower you to continue in those positive steps. Embarrassment and shame are the two biggest barriers to this positive process getting started. I see this all the time in my office. Many men experience significant improvement over just a few short meetings, but some of them have shared with me that they have been holding my card or it's been sitting on their nightstand for 6 months before they had the courage to call. I'm going to emphasize this again. The positive changes that you make are more than just in-the-moment tricks. This is building a process of change that will go with you for years to come. With that possibility, shame and embarrassment should not be a reason that you miss this opportunity. A relatively small investment can be life-altering, and positive steps now will lead to more positive steps down the road and in the future.
Thanks for listening to the Erectile Dysfunction Radio Podcast. For more information on today's topic and understanding how the mind impacts erectile dysfunction, please visit ErectionIQ.com. That's ErectionIQ.com.